Welcome to ETUK's The World This Week, but funnier.
December 26th. You made it. You survived. We are all collectively nursing our eggnog hangovers and staring into the abyss of our credit card statements. So let's take a look back at the week of December 19th through the 25th. Welcome to your post-Christmas reality check.
Yeah, that about sums it up, doesn't it? Let's get to it. It is time for a very rapid, absolutely no-nonsense rundown of a week's worth of pure, unadulterated chaos.
All right, so here's the game plan. We're going to carve up some geopolitics, we'll geek out on a little science and tech, nibble on some food and culture, and then, chase it all down with a stiff shot of just plain weird news. All the punchlines wrapped in all the facts. Let's get into the madness.
Global politics, it's kind of like that unwelcome holiday gift exchange where everybody just ends up giving each other mayhem. Seriously, from the skies over Syria to the seas off Venezuela, it was just a 7-day sprint of explosions and a whole lot of finger-pointing.
Okay, let's try to unpack this absolutely chaotic gift box. The Pentagon kicks things off with what you might call some festive fireworks over ISIS hideouts in Syria. Then by Christmas Day, Jordan decides to join the party. And not to be left out, U.S. Africa Command zaps some ISIS affiliates over in Nigeria. Meanwhile, back here at home, the Justice Department unloads thousands more Epstein files, a naughty list so heavily blacked out it's practically a modern art piece. And just when you thought it couldn't get any murkier, on Christmas Day, they find 1 million more documents, delaying the whole thing. Of course they did.
So here's the deal. The official line is that they're just protecting victims. But the critics, well, they're calling it a cover-up that's thicker than the fog on Christmas morning. I'll just let you decide which one of those stories holds a little more water.
So, want to take a quick trip around the globe? While you were busy wrapping presents, Russia was unwrapping nuclear-capable missiles in Belarus. Honduras got a brand new Trump-backed president. Yemen swapped nearly 3,000 prisoners. And on Christmas Day itself, North Korea showed off a new nuclear sub. The EU slapped more sanctions on Russia, and the Pope used his big speech to talk about Gaza. Peace on earth, everyone.
Okay, let's totally shift gears. Welcome to the wonderful world of science, a kind of geeky gift exchange serving up both marvels and, well, warnings. Let's call it progress, with a hefty side of major ethical red flags.
So, the big question is, what did science get for Christmas this year? Turns out it got a real grab bag of galaxy brain ideas, some miracle cures, and a few things that, probably should be returned with the gift receipt, no questions asked.
Now check this out. A pretty wild breakthrough from Rice University. They figured out how to get rid of those nasty forever chemicals that are in our water. And the recipe is almost comically simple. You pollute the water, you zap it with electricity, and voila! Holiday detox is complete. If only cleaning up all our other messes was that easy.
And this right here just brilliantly illustrates the two faces of tech. On one hand, you have Blue Origin sending the first ever wheelchair user to space, a huge, incredible, barrier-breaking moment. On the other hand, you have scientists in China who engineered monkeys to have schizophrenia traits. So, one giant leap for mankind, one terrifying leap for monkeykind. Progress, with caveat. All right, time to talk about culture, which this week felt a lot like a global buffet. Some of the dishes were absolutely delicious, even earned some international acclaim. Others were a little more dubious.
You better get ready for 2026 because your pantry is about to get real weird. We're talking about fusions from all over the globe, superhero snacks like probiotic gummies, lattes with adaptogens, and bars just packed with nootropics. Food is no longer just food. It's become a functional delivery system for vibes, I guess?
Eat your vibe. That's the actual marketing line. Because why just eat for sustenance when you can consume an entire mood? What a time to be alive.
And now for my favorite part of the whole shebang, the Freak Parade finale. This is where we look at the stories that are so strange, so completely absurd, they prove that reality is, without a doubt, the best comedy writer in the business. Let's do a little rapid-fire round.
Okay, you gotta hear this. Over in Ghana, a prophet warns of a global flood and actually starts building arks. Meanwhile, on Christmas Day, California gets absolutely hammered by actual floods from an atmospheric river. You truly cannot make this stuff up.
So on Christmas Eve, one person in Arkansas won over $1.8 billion in the Powerball. No, that is not a typo.
One single person now has enough money to buy, well, several small countries. Merry Christmas to them, I suppose.
And for the rest of the bizarre buffet, a Christmas Eve jazz show gets canceled over a naming dispute involving Trump. A car bomb goes off in Moscow near the exact same spot as a recent assassination. And, in just a perfect dose of cosmic irony, a hunter in Texas was killed by the very same buffalo he was hunting.
You know, when you look at the whole week, the bombs, the bizarre science, the billion-dollar lottery tickets, you really do have to ask, are we just a bunch of elves in a workshop, busily engineering our own incredibly absurd apocalypse?
From Epstein erasures to flood fiascos, that was the week that was. Humanity, still bombing for peace, and still trending weird treats right in the middle of tragedies. My advice? Laugh now, before that geopolitical fruitcake decides to fight back.